Hi everyone, and it's been a long time since we did a Star Wars video. I think the last one I did was, and I'm gonna tilt it up so it doesn't look like I'm just a giant egghead. Last one I did, I believe, was the Qui-Gon Force Ghost and Obi-Wan standalone movie video. And we're doing another Force Ghost video, but this time it's not about the big Q. We're going with the big A. Anakin Skywalker. Now, we know Anakin Skywalker did become a Force Ghost after he was redeemed and saved by Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi. We see him at the end of the movie. The question becomes, will we or could we / will we, and how will we, see Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost in whatever Episode 9 is titled? Now, the question first off is, could we? Absolutely we could. Anything's possible. We saw Yoda, obviously. Last Jedi's been out now long enough that spoilers, I think, aren't really needed. But just in case, spoilers, we saw Yoda, which was honestly, I think, one of the best scenes in the movie, in The Force Awakens, in the Last Jedi. We could have seen Obi-Wan. Hell, Obi-Wan probably is still a possibility, but I think it's more likely that between the two remaining, besides Force Ghost Luke, which I think is very much going to happen. I think most of us agree it's going to happen. Besides that, of the big two remaining, Obi-Wan and Anakin, there's more precedent, I think, for Anakin showing up than Obi-Wan. Honestly, Obi-Wan at this point, if Obi-Wan was going to show up, it would have made more sense for him to show up to Luke than to Rey or someone else, unless for some reason there's still the lineage of Obi-Wan going on, which I don't think there is now. So but Anakin has ties to Kylo, has ties to Luke, and through extension has ties to Rey to some minor level, and has ties to Leia. Now, granted, Obi-Wan has ties to Leia too, but as far as I remember, Obi-Wan and Leia never met face to face in The New Hope. She was just requesting him to come and aid them. Whereas with Luke, Luke knows Obi-Wan, so there's that. Other than that, there's not much else to go off of. Again, Anakin, Vader / Anakin is Leia and Luke's father. She's met him personally. He's met him personally. And because of that, Yoda knows him, for God's sake. So, and it's Kylo's grandfather. And I think that is the big key thing here, is not because of his relationship to Leia or Luke, but his relationship to Kylo Ren, which is why he makes of the remaining ones we have, well, he makes more sense than Obi-Wan. Now, what's the likelihood of us seeing him? Before I give you my actual scenario of what I think would be amazing to see him show up as, or how to show up, but if I were to go like on a percentage, like 100% guaranteed to 0, not going to happen, I'm only going to go about a 10% chance right now. I don't think it's high, but it's possible. I think a solid 10% chance. I think that's possible. But now, and I've had this idea going through my head, I'm like, oh, this would be awesome. Now, it's going to sound like fan fiction, which a lot of these speculation theories usually do. So why do I care what it sounds like? But yeah, it's going to sound like. So the way I theorize, the best way I think you could have him show up is it's near the finale of the movie, near the epic climax. The Knights of Ren are all about. Kylo and Rey are having their epic finale, their clash with each other. Goes on for a good couple minutes. Knights of Ren are taken out by maybe Finn and Poe using combo or whatever. Anyway. So you get to the climax of the fight. Rey's actually holding the upper hand, but Kylo uses some underhanded technique. I'm not going to say she loses a limb because that's just repeating whatever. But he gives her, wounds her, slices her, maybe even breaks a lightsaber, whatever. And now she's on the ground and he's getting prepared to kill her. Maybe he says something, and as he's about to strike her, a hand grabs him, and we see it's a gloved hand. And given the nature of how this has all been going, and we see it's kind of glowing a little bit. And you think it might be Luke. But again, you still hear the hand. You see Kylo's face. It's off screen, but then you hear the... And then you hear that is enough, Ben. And then you just see, not Anakin, bear with me here. You see Vader standing, a Force Ghost Vader standing there, and you just see the look, the light, like the color drain from his already pale face, from Kylo's face. And he literally drops like... and then he starts to explain what went wrong. Explains where he went wrong and how he was saved and why this is not the path Kylo should take. Basically, telling Kylo, basically finally giving it to Kylo why you're kind of been acting like a dick while you're acting like a. But as he explains it, the armor starts to fade away. You'll see the cape disappear, then shoulder beads and blades, and as he keeps explaining, you see the man underneath, and then you see the somewhat burned visage. Is it visage? I think visage of Anakin from Mustafar from Revenge of the Sith. But then eventually all disappears, and he finally makes his point, and it's Hayden Christensen. Now, the reason I say it's Hayden Christensen is because I wasn't there, but I saw like a lot of the panels and heard a lot of the story coming out of there. When Hayden Christensen showed up at the Star Wars Celebration last year, he was everyone just went crazy, like laughing, clapping, saying, "Yeah, Hayden Christensen's back." Because let's be clear about the stuff in the prequels. Some of it was miscast, sure, but Hayden Christensen is a good actor, and George Lucas is not an actor's director. George Lucas just. I love George Lucas, but let's not mince words about it. He let his ego get ahead of him. He let his ego get the better of him. So they suffered for that. If you like him, fine, but that's your call. But that's what the majority of people don't. So, but that wasn't Hayden's fault. So that would be if they've hinted that the episode 9 will tie everything together. It'll bring everything, every generation of Star Wars, the original trilogy, the new one, and the prequels full circle. So what better way to end it than bring back Hayden for one last time? So now, granted, maybe they're trying to stay away from all the prequel stuff as possible. Very likely, very possible, very true. Granted, you still get the most minute nods of the prequels in the newest trilogy. Like Force Awakens, Kylo brings up that quip about maybe we should consider reusing a clone army. Luke refers to Palpatine, not as Palpatine. He refers to him as Darth Sidious. So that's from the prequels. Because we never hear him referred to as Darth Sidious in the original trilogy. He's just Emperor Palpatine. That's basically it. Emperor Sheev Palpatine. I don't even think they use his first name. It's just Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine or the Emperor. But no, Darth Sidious is from the prequels. I'm just trying to think right off the top of my head if there's any other actual prequel references at all. I don't think so. There was, and if they were very subtle or minute. But no, that would, if they did bring Hayden back for that kind of role scene, that would be it's like, hey, look, the prequels existed kind of thing. So, wow. And then, as Kylo's trying to argue, maybe, it's like, no, and he's not listening to reason. It's like, yeah, I figured he wouldn't listen to reason. That's why I figured you wouldn't listen to reason. And then all of a sudden you see the blade just straight through Kylo, like, oh, and then Rey's just got the blade there and just stabbing him right there. Like, and then she's still angry, she's also feeling guilt and pity for, because he really was just a kind of a kid, still a spoiled little kid at heart. And well, not a spoiled little kid. He was an emotional little child. Basically, that's what Kylo Ren is or / was, and then she kills him. And then there might be a cool little interaction between Rey and Anakin, and there you go. But that's to me what if they were to bring, and again, I think maybe at 10% is the best likelihood we'll see Anakin, depending how the story's set up. But to me, that is the best the scenario I would like to see if they actually brought Anakin back. I think that would be the cool. Again, Force Ghost Anakin, but we see him as Vader. He starts talking, the armor disappears, and eventually you just see Hayden Christensen. And not only would that be a cool way to bring Anakin back one more time, all that, but that would be for the character of Kylo Ren. That would be the full circle. Like, you're trying to emulate Darth Vader, man. Well, guess what? Here's Darth Vader telling you you're a dumbass. It's like, what? How do you think about that? You try to argue with your grandfather, man. Have fun with that crap. It's like, but no, you. It's like, nope. The dark side is good. It's like, nope. But I didn't. Nope. Nope. Just like, that's what I was saying. Just see Anakin, like a full 3-minute conversation. Anakin just going, nope. Just like on loop. It's like, how did you do this miraculous scene? We just kept doing the scene over and over. It's just nope. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the idea. Let me know if you have an idea. If you would like to see Anakin in episode 9 at all. Force Ghost Anakin, mind you. If you like my idea, if you got a cool idea too, or if you think maybe there's a way to bring Obi-Wan back, and we almost know guaranteed. Not 100%. There's a chance they don't do it, but it's pretty likely Luke's coming back as a Force Ghost. But yeah, let me know if you've got any ideas in this subject. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for Would Win, Star Wars Superhero Magic, what if, anything I do on this channel, put that in the comments below as well, and I will get to that at some point as well. And Black Panther later tonight. Now, I'll be honest, I want to say I'll do a review, but the problem is it's a 9:30 showing, plus trailers. That means it's probably starting at more like 10:15 or 10:45. And let me just check Black Panther's runtime real quick. It's probably somewhere in the 2-hour marker, which means it's not going to be done until close to midnight. Plus, it's 2 hours. It's not that bad. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes, which really is not terrible. But when you factor that in, that means it's literally getting done around midnight. Plus, you got to factor it and there's 2 post-credit scenes I'm aware of. I don't know what they are, but I know there's 2 post-credit scenes. So yeah, it's. Then I got work early in the morning, but for the sake for allowing Mark to join us for this moment and experience and all that stuff, because that's what we like to do with these. It's a group activity thing. We love it. That these are the kind of movies I want to see with people. Other movies like 50 Shades of Grey or 50 Shades Freed. Carrie didn't have to. I really appreciate the fact that Carrie decided to join me for that. Yeah, I didn't force her to do that either, man. She offered. I'm like, hey, if you want to, absolutely join me, please. Yeah, but for movies like the big event films, like Star Wars films, like the MCU films, DCEU films, even some of the other ones like Pacific Rim 2 coming out, Ready Player One. Those are the movies I like that you want to see with people. So, just so you can have experiences and talk about the movie afterwards. Because that's kind of the reason you go to movies. Like, get your enjoyment or lack of enjoyment, and you can discuss it with people. And that's the fun of movies. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Later.